Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards, and we finally got our hands on Series 1 Celebration. We have 3 mega boxes in front of us today, and in fact, this is going to be part 1 of a little mini 2-part series where we're going to test the whole damaged box theory, because these are kind of all beat up. They've been, I don't know, maybe that's the reason I was able to get my hands on them. I hit a pretty good restock at my local Target, but you know, these aren't in the greatest of shape. But still ended up getting them for, you know, standard retail price of 50 bucks, as opposed to the eBay average price for sales is somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 to 70 bucks. So about a 50% markup, somewhere in that range. But thought it'd be fun. So we have these 3, and the next video will feature just 2. I picked up 5. And those are in a little better shape, but we're gonna go ahead and go through these and do a bit of a product review, see if they're worth the money, see if the busted boxes mean anything, and overall just have a grand old time. As I've said before, this video will probably be releasing while I'm away on vacation, so perhaps some of the things I talk about may be a little bit outdated, but I wanted to have y'all have some content and things like that. I wanted to keep the content going as best as I could, as opposed to taking some time off. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. So hopefully you enjoy this, and I'll be on the lookout for comments and all that kind of stuff, of course, even on vacation. But let's dive in. These are essentially like the, you know, mega boxes, monster boxes for Series 1 with some different inserts, some inserts basically mixed in from Big League and from opening day that we've seen in the past that they've just gone ahead and put in here, as well as some confetti parallels that you see here. Got my Orioles bird on the mascot on the cover, always going to be down for that. Let's see what we got. We have Chase Rare exclusive inserts, including Dugout Peaks, Walk This Way, and Big Head Variations. 224 total cards. This is what some of them look like. Here's the mascots. Oh, the 8-bit ballers is an awesome one. Game Day Drip. Power Players, which I want to say is an older one that they've brought back. It really looks familiar. And then you can chase Dynasty Mascot Autograph Patch cards, which look insane. So without further ado, it's going to be a pretty lengthy one, so that's why I didn't want to do all of them in the same video. I thought we could cut it roughly in half and still do our little opening here. And of course, these are a little tricky to open, so that's something. All right, so let's see what we have here. But other than that, you're going to see pretty much your standard old Series 1 cards here. Nothing too crazy, different, anything like that. Still gonna separate out the rookies and such like I like to do. There's my Orioles. Eugenio Suarez having a nice year. And Ryan Jeffers is our first little insert, or parallel, I mean. And we have, there we go, Game Day Drip from the $500 million man, Vladdy Jr. That's pretty sweet. And a mascot as well, the Mariner Moose. Maybe we'll stick those out in front. Corey Seager Stars, because it's still retail. And Jeff McNeil, who I believe was recently activated by the Mets, maybe in the last, at this point, week or so, something like that. I think they sent Beatty down. Sanchez, we got Fairbanks. So I think that's one thing that's interesting to point out. You know, like, not all the cards are different. You know, there's still a lot of base Series 1 to go in here. Oh, look at that. A Mountcastle Orioles variation. I cannot ask for a better card. That is sweet. Now I really hope they don't trade him. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let's put that a little bit. Maybe, yeah, it's off camera, isn't it? How about that? Not bad. Dan Musial on the 90. Here's our 8-bit ballers. Julio J-Rod Rodriguez. Love that. And our power players, which are awesome. Ooh, I didn't know they were foil like that. Look at that. Love it. Favorite insert for sure. Game Day Drip mascots, all you guys can... 8-Bit Baller is a tough one. That's a really good one. I'll just put that one over there since it's also... 8-Bit Ballers is one of my favorites from, what was it? James Wood there. It was from Big League, I think, right? And they introduced it with Big League, whether it was last year or something like that. Can't quite... Oh, this pack's messed up. Okay. But already a pretty solid showing. See if that continues here. And there's got to be something to justify the markup. Because people are grabbing these and reselling them like crazy. Got a couple flipped over. And we got 2 of these guys. Are these confetti ones? I guess they must be. Connor Wong and Royce Lewis. So we got 2 of those. We got Gunner. I'll put the Mountie over here. Gunner on the Game Day Drip. Loving that. There's Blooper, Braves mascot. Definitely going to try to put these together. Devers and Bombers. So I do enjoy that every single pack has the special inserts. That's definitely a nice little addition. You don't have to, you're not searching for the inserts, let's say. So really cool. Definitely probably still aimed at a younger audience, but I think they're really cool. There's a nice greatest hits. 8-Bit Ballers, Jacob Wilson, who is absolutely killing it. And we have a Manny Machado Power Players. Maybe I'll have the whole set by the time we're through here. Brooks Lee and Miguel Vargas. Definitely add these into the base set. And there we are. Rookies. Like I said, still going to separate those guys out. And future stars, Tyler Soderstrom. Man, he's absolutely killing it. There's a confetti Jack Kachanowicz. First rookie. Pete Alonso, Game Day Drip. I guess his Game Day Drip is like he's going to a rodeo. And the White Sox mascot, simply called Mascot. Some of them have very interesting names. Like the Oriole has no name. He's just Oriole. I didn't know there was one called Mascot. That's pretty interesting. Not a lot of thought put into that one, I guess, right? Ruiz. Also seems like we're getting significantly less rookies here. I mean, it could just be me. It could just be me. Maybe just an unlucky box, but Matt Chapman on the 90. 8-Bit Baller, Vladdy Jr. Power Players, Bryce Harper. Sweet. Gunner on the Stars and Drew Thorpe. Not gonna lie though, about halfway through this guy, a lot of fun. James Wood just shows up, so that's fantastic. I will take that anytime. Andrew McCutcheon. But these are significantly more fun than I expected them to be. Jung Ho Lee is our next, again, unnumbered confetti. Not sure if you can get numbered ones, maybe. Game Day Drip, Lawrence Butler. Looks like he's just in his uniform. Slider for the Guardians. Wonder if that was different before they changed their name. Yelich and Ty France. It's another one of those products, similar to Heritage High Number. I really didn't think I was going to get my hands on. I've never seen, he's having a nice year, Henry Malloy. I'd never seen these anywhere. I haven't seen them on, outside of the secondary market. Obviously see plenty of them on eBay and Marketplace and stuff, but you guys know me. I really don't want to pay up for stuff, so I didn't, and I just assumed I wouldn't be getting this. Heaven Alcantara, 8-bit ballers. Power players, Ellie. That looks nice with his Reds uniform. But just so happened to be strolling through the old Target the other day, and I mean, you always got to go through the card section, right? So that is exactly what we did, and look at that. Got lucky. As I've said before, I recommend shopping at Target if you have their credit card. You get that little 5%, which is a nice little discount. We got a couple of early cards flipped over here. Another Royce Lewis, and this time of Vladdy Jr. So a couple nice ones there. Bryce Harper, also going to the rodeo, I guess. Maybe he's going with Pete Alonso. Wally the Green Monster. Ellie and Tommy Edman, who's also just on fire. So much for being just a postseason player. And the guy's a beast in the postseason too, but definitely doing well so far this year. Nicoladolo, there we go again. Yanks, Derek Jeter, 8-bit ballers, Tatis. Power players, Matt Olson. Tatis and Brandon Lau. See if we get lucky enough to land one of those big heads or dugout peaks or something. Saw a couple of them at a recent card show I went to. They are nice looking inserts. I mean, the big head ones are, you know, not my favorite. I'll take it or leave it kind of deal. Ooh, we got a gold. There we go. Ha-Seong Kim. That is number 25, of course, 1778. So that's our first numbered card. I don't know. Let's put it over here somewhere. Still sort of on camera. Cedric Mullins. Absolutely will take that. Game Day Drip, Bobby Witt. And the Athletics is also Mascot. Shota and Rhett Lauder. Shota seems to have be having a nice sophomore year so far. Taglia, we got Bogarts, Shunk. Not bad. There we go. Wyatt Langford, greatest hits. 8-bit baller, Dylan Cruz. And James Wood, power player. Awesome. Have not looked at the checklist for the 8-bit ballers or any of those, so it'll be interesting to see who's in those. Let's move these because we're running out of room for base vets. But hey, one box down, one James Wood base card. We'll absolutely take that. Once again, allow me to build more sets. I am not going to complain. Doyle Lindor. Our next confetti is a nice little triple of Imanaga, Wheeler, and Sale. Paul Skeens on the Game Day Drip. There you go. That stash is. Orbit for the Astros. Jordan and Joey Ortiz. 3 packs to go. Dylan Moore, Will Warren for the Yankees, Jazz, there's Kobe Mayo, Zach Eflin, really needs to, that along with the whole pitching staff just needs to get healthy, man. It's rough for my O's right now. 8-bit baller, Soto, still in the Yanks uniform, and Shohei, I'll take that. Lou Bob and Barrios. 2 packs to go. Alright, so I may have to call an audible here, considering it's taken 15 minutes to get through the first box. Jackson Holiday. As I've said before, I like to be conscious of the amount of time that I'm, asking of you guys out there. I don't want you to have to sit down and watch a whole bunch of, you know, spend half an hour watching the videos is essentially what I'm trying to say. So I don't know what I was doing with those. Shohei on the game day. So perhaps we'll end up just doing 2 boxes in each video, and then the 5th one, I don't know, maybe we'll do in another video or something like that. So hopefully that's okay with everybody out there. Like I said, a little bit of an audible, a little bit of an audible. Rafaela, Gunner, Daniel Martinez, Tatis. There we go. Kobe Mile on the 8-bit ballers. Power player Mookie Betts. Vladdy and Tanner Hawk. So that there is the first box. Not bad. But definitely a significant number of base cards versus rookies. Rookies, future stars, gold cups. You know, that's not as many as I thought it would be for a 200 plus card thing. So let's just go ahead. We'll take the 3rd guy off the table here, and we'll just go with this 2nd box here. And try to get you guys out of here before definitely before the 30 minutes. I mean, so far so good. So far, you know, my thoughts through 1 box are I would recommend the product. I wouldn't recommend the product at the markup. I don't see the value at that price level. You know, we got 1 numbered card, of course, the nice short printed Mountcastle, but other than that, I mean, unless you're really into these inserts, which, I mean, they are nice, but they're not worth the extra cash. McDermott. So kicking off box number 2. Colton Cowser. Ketel Marte. On our little confetti parallel. Fredbird. Ellie De La Cruz, 8-bit baller. Chapman and Burleson. So maybe we'll do the 5th box in the 2nd video. I'm not gonna, like I said, take the extra time. We'll make that its own video with something else, perhaps. Hurston Waldrop for the Braves. Power players. Lindor. Got Juan Soto on the game day drip. Ramirez, and we got Chase Young. That's so we'll definitely open them on camera, because with my luck, there'll be a nice pull in the box that I decide to just open off camera. That tends to happen way too often. Couple here. Colt Keith, not a bad one. That one might be like the sand one now that I'm looking at it, and this might be just the confetti. I don't know. So many similar parallels. It's hard to tell. The Philly Fanatic on his ATV. Nolan Arenado, 8-bit baller. Another Arenado on the Stars. I really think he's going to be traded when it comes to we get to the trade deadline. Cardinals, I mean, again, it's still early, but they just look like they're doing absolutely nothing. And he's one of those guys that's so good, he deserves to go somewhere and try to win a title. Juan Soto. Power players, Aaron Judge. Game day drip, Jarren Duran. Look like he's wrapped in like wrapping paper there. Judge and Nemo. But yeah, not a lot of numbered cards coming out of here. So just, again, I think just 1 out of that first box. Which I want to say is a bit less than we saw in the mega boxes. So something to keep an eye on. Maybe it's a little bit less just due to all these inserts. Ooh, Shohei 8-bit. Definitely hoping for some duplicates of some of these. And Chanuel. me just keep things moving right along here. Reese Hines on the 1990. Tatis on the Power Players. I don't think that's a duplicate yet. Trout's Game Day Drip. Shota. And we have Caballero, we have Cavadas, Singer, Mason Wynn on the cup. There we go, a couple more. Trevor McGill and Key Brian Hayes on the blue is numbered. Number 3 of 150. Nice, small, low number there. Let's put that with the gold. So 2 numbered cards, 1 from each box. Let's see if perhaps that changes or if that's what we can expect. Bobby Witt on the 8-bit baller. And Reese Olson. See if we can pull one of those mascot patches. They look really sweet, to be honest. I mean, is there any kind of value to it or whatever? Probably not, but that's something that I would definitely keep in the collection for quite some time. Call to the Hall, the Mick. Our players, Mike Trout. Game Day Drip, Corbin Carroll. So doing really well so far with the duplicates. If I have any, it's a pretty small number in the new inserts. Romo, Ranger Suarez, Reese Hines base. Couple more confetti and that sand or whatever they're calling that one. Slider, that one's definitely a duplicate, as is Kevin Alcantara. So pretty much the minute you say it, you start getting the duplicates. But that's all right. As I said, there's definitely some that I would like to put in my kind of singles collection, PC, whatever you want to call it, as opposed to just putting them in sets. Shea Whitcomb, Acuna, Power Players, Ellie, it's a duplicate. Machado, there you go. Almost looking like the Rock back in the 90s, rocking those expensive, weird-looking shirts. Schoenheim, the Marlins. There's Mountcastle, Naylor, Bloss, not bad. And now we have Brant Herter. So really no names to talk about. Rangers captain and Skeens, but no names to talk about in the parallels thus far. You know, Vlad Jr. maybe being one of the better ones. But really, none of the bigger name rookies or big name vets. Wheeler, Shohei, there we go, all tops team. Gorgeous insert. Love the all tops team. Power Player, Soto, Game Day Drip, Lindor, who once again just looks like he's just like a warm-up type Mets shirt or something. Feel like there may have been some better candidates maybe, or maybe they just knew the names and were hoping to catch them. I don't know. I doubt too many of the shots they take for cards like that are all that candid. I'm sure they're planned. Maybe some of them just don't have that kind of... They don't have that kind of drip or something. I don't know. Not a word I use much anyway. Pedro Pajes. Got Mr. Red. Got Mike Trout on the ballers. Lindor and Sion. 3 packs to go. Picked up the speed pretty considerably, so hopefully get out of here in just a few more minutes. But overall, a fun rip. Jose Ramirez. Game day drip, Hunter Green. There you go. He's definitely going to the rodeo. Look at that bad boy. Woo! Witt, Kai Bush. 2 packs to go. So just to save a little time, we'll run through the review here. I don't think these 2 packs are going to change all that much. I'm sticking with what I said at the end of the first box. I think that the inserts are super nice. I don't think they justify the markup. I don't think the items you can possibly get, you know, the harder to get inserts and things like that, justify it. So if you can get it, that's a nice numbered card. Gold, 352. If you can get it for the standard price, then definitely go for it. Oh, Shohei in the confetti. There we go. Nice name there. And we have Clark for the Cubs. But other than that, James Wood too. I would pass on it at the $65, $70 range. It's just, I don't see the value in it. Pick these up in the $1 or $2 box at your local show. That's really the way to go. And last pack. But that's not to say I don't like the product. I just don't like it at that price. I do think the product is really cool. If it's on the shelf next to the standard Mega Box or something, I would pick this up every time. Jason Kelsey, there we go. Little first pitch action. Nolan Arenado on the power players. Game day drip, CJ Abrams. Soto and ending on Bobby Witt. And that happened. So that's the verdict. Nice product. We ended up with 3 numbered cards overall. We got the Mountie team logo variation, whatever you call it. A lot of the confetti parallels. I know there's some other parallels mixed in here. But out the Shohei, I mean, that one showing up made it significantly better than it was. And love these inserts. They're nice. I could do without the game day drip. I don't think there's anything too special about those, but you know, maybe they appeal to somebody. But with that being said, recommend, but stay away at the marked up price. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and get you guys on out of here before we get to that 30-minute mark. If you could head down below, click the subscribe button, click the like while you're there. We will go through and do the 2-box opening of the nicer packages, the ones that aren't as crumpled up and stuff as these, to see if there's any better value there, just to have a little bit of fun. And we put out videos every Monday and Friday. I would absolutely love to have you guys along for the ride. If you want to see more openings just like this, that's definitely the best place to do that, to get hooked up. I don't know why I'm babbling, but anyways, that's last thing I want to say, guys, is just thank you very much. I appreciate you, each and every one of you, the comments, the discussions, the deals, everything. It's tremendous, and it means a whole lot to me. I truly appreciate that. And with that said, I will get you out of here and catch you in the next video. Peace.